Okay, today team, we're going to show you how we temporarily fix a cracked shower tub or in this case, shower tub. All we need ingredients wise for this type of project are gloves, 80 medium grit sanding paper, fiberglass cloth, a cheap brush, plastic putty knife, and fiberglass resin. All right, the first few steps to this is prep work. Step one, what I'm going to do is I've already dried off this surface, the entire cracked surface, plus a little additional 1 to 2 inches. Step two, I'm going to take my sandpaper and I'm going to sand this really well, almost removing all the color, right down to just the fiberglass. And then step three, I'm going to clean all the debris and then dry it completely.
Okay, while we're sanding away, it's important to consider why this prefabricated shower floor cracked to begin with. The most likely reason is that when the shower was installed, the ground where the shower pan base was installed on was not level, resulting in a spot that would sink whenever one put weight over it. Over time, this sinking will cause the fiberglass to crack. So although I'm showing a quick and inexpensive way to fix this, it's a temporary fix and it will crack again in the future. So go ahead and start budgeting to remove the existing shower pan base, have the base floor leveled, and get a new shower pan base installed to have a permanent fix in place.
All right, next step, once we've sanded down the area, removed all debris, cleaned it, the next step is going to be to start cutting our dry fiberglass cloths down to about 1 or 2 inches wider than the area that we're going to be patching. We're going to run a few of these layers because we're going to be layering these cloths on top of the resin that we're going to be applying to really create a watertight seal here. So let me show you the aftermath once I cut these few layers. All right, we've cut a lot of layers of our fiber cloth. And we now have cleaned again the surface here, or where the crack is. So the next step is actually the mixing step. I like to use cardboard for this because it does get messy. We're going to start with a little bit of resin. The instructions give you guidance on the amounts to the ratios between resin and hardener. Now it says here for small batches, mix 1 ounce of resin with 10 drops of hardener, or 6 tablespoons of resin with a 1/4 teaspoon of hardener. I'm going to be eyeballing this. Obviously, if you want to be precise, read the instructions, come to the ratios. I've got a pretty sizable, I'd say it's about 3 by 5 inches. So it's a medium-sized crack here. So I'm going to pour a little bit of resin here. I'm going to mix in some drops of it. One thing to note is that the hardener, the drops here, it's sealed. So I'm going to be using this Allen wrench here just to make a small hole in there so I can start putting in the drops. Now, according to this thing does start hardening pretty quickly. Let me see if I can find it. Working life of mixed resin is approximately 8 to 12 minutes in 75-degree temperatures. So I've got a little bit of time, but I'm going to work diligently. First step is once I create my ratio of resin and hardening, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my putty knife to be able to create the first layer of resin and hardener on the surface. Once I have that, I'm going to go ahead and start putting in the first cloth layer and just go from there after that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this started. I'm going to first start by poking a small hole here. Be careful here because I don't want the hardener to go all over. All right, that's a little harder than what it is. So Allen wrench is not going to do it. I'm going to go get my new... Just use... All right, I made a... You can see I did make the hole. It's very small, not gonna lie. But there is a hole there. That should be enough to get drops going. Like that. We're back. So here it is. I'll show y'all the hole I made in there. Very small, but let's go ahead and start applying the resin. I'm gonna change my mind. I'm gonna use this little container to mix things. So there's our resin. Wear gloves for this. And then we're gonna put in our drops of I gotta unscrew this first. All right, there we go. I put in quite a bit of drops there. Let me mix this. I like to start with small amounts. That's what I'm definitely gonna recommend. And I'm gonna move it a little closer here so I can start applying the resin here. It says it needs to be sticky. If at any point it feels starting to get hard, you gotta start sanding the surface. So that's definitely something just to keep in mind as you're working on this. Okay, I'm happy with that. Let me get the first cloth here, and I'm gonna go ahead and put it on there. And again, I'm just gonna apply it in there. I'm gonna try to push it into the crack as well. I mean, it's not level. This is not going to be a permanent fix, y'all. This is where a brush comes into play. Remove air pockets by kind of dabbing on the fiberglass. I'm also gonna get some of that resin and apply some more on it so that it sticks appropriately. This stuff is already hardening. I'm already sensing it. It works fast, y'all. Like this is no joke here. All right, I'm gonna put another layer of this resin here. Okay, grab my second fiber cloth and just put that on there. Put that nice, and same thing. I'm gonna try to press down as much as I can on this so I can hopefully get it down. I'm gonna kind of spread the resin to my putty knife. I like to do that. Get some of my dabber here, continue layering some more.
While I'm alternating the layering of the resin and fiberglass cloth behind me, I'll encourage you to cut the cloth layers into roughly the same size. I made the mistake of making them different sizes and ultimately regretted it when it came time to sand. Using similar sized cloths will reduce getting legs of hardened cloth at the end, making the sanding job much easier.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna start cleaning some of this up before it hardens too much. Clean all my fiberglass here. Just pick all that up, and I want to move away that dust from there. That's always why I like to have these rags here, just so I can start cleaning things up and making it not too painful of a cleanup procedure. Again, be careful not to get any of this on your hands, y'all. This is incredibly sticky residue. That would not be fun. You'd have to probably get some acetone, paint thinner, whole works just to get this off. So I'm being careful as I'm putting everything back and sealing it here. I'm gonna grab all of this here and just take it away. We're gonna let this fully cure. Let's read the instructions. Even this container's a bit stinky, so again, I'm just gonna, let's read the instructions. How about that? Allow material to cure about 2 hours. Once cure, sand the surface. and then feather the edge of the repaired area to blend the repair. And then, yeah, I mean, that's all she is to it. According to this, we'll give this 2 hours. All those little edges here of the fiber cloth, we're going to edge that with, just heavy sanding. So I'm hopeful that this and a rubber mat over there will give me some time to make a plan and actually do this repair the right way. But again, always good to know how you can quickly resolve this, create a watertight seal, continue using the shower. All right, we'll come back here and once this fully dries, and I'll show you how I'm sanding this and getting it ready for the tenant, for the renter to start using. All right, I gave this a lot longer than 2 hours, so I think I let it stay overnight, and I came back and it's definitely hardened, and it's bumpy, a little spiky even. I think I just poked myself a little bit. Yep, a little bit of bleeding there, so just be careful.
After sanding, to make the finished product look good, consider applying a refinishing kit over the entire pan floor. But since this is a temporary fix and I do plan on doing a complete shower renovation in the future, I'm going to skip this step and instead buy a shower mat to make it look cosmetically acceptable. Well, that's a wrap for today's project. If you found this video informative, please consider liking and or subscribing to my channel for more content on DIY projects, real estate, finance, and technology topics. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time.